Hello, welcome guys to a special episode. In between weeks, we're gonna do an opening day special.
Yep,
It's finally here.
I'm excited.
I know I'm excited. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Brendan's excited. Um,
The
we're
Trade Pepper
back.
games this year.
We're back. We're back. This is gonna be great. Feeling great about the season. Just got out of spring. Ended spring with a record of 15-13, I believe. Some guys we saw improvement out of. Unlike Walker, we didn't see that much improvement.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't say any improvement.
yeah, coming out of spring, before we get into all the stats leaders and all that, February 22nd, I know this is a long time ago, Weston Wilson was diagnosed with a moderate oblique strain. Still waiting. I don't think he's played much in spring. I think he's still out.
Yeah.
The biggest one, Suarez is dealing with back pain, so we had a little shift we had to do, and we are now throwing Taiwan in the rotation. So
Sadly,
he will be the fifth man. Schedule a loss on any day he pitches. And Strom is now day to day. He did not make an appearance in the Grapefruit League with the fingernail thing he had going on.
Yeah.
So a little.
Did you hear about how that happened?
I did not.
Okay. I didn't either, so that's why I was asking you.
Want to get in some spring leaders and all that?
I only have a few of them saved. We got Kepler as our home run leader with 3. Kepler as our RBI leader again. He has 10. Alec Boehm was the hit leader with 16. Strikeout leader was Alvarado with 20.
He had a good spring.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you've followed them this spring.
I think at the beginning, someone said Alvarado looks like he's slimmed down a little bit.
He looks like he's gonna have he's gonna have a pretty good year this year. He had 20 strikeouts, a 0 ERA, and like 4 holds, no saves, but 4 holds, which came out lights out.
Yeah.
In the spring training, so it's good to see. Hopefully, we can keep other relievers around him so he's not pitching every 5th day or every other day.
Yeah.
He can pitch every 2 days or whatever he's comfortable with. But yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah. Maybe. I have nothing else to talk about for spring because I didn't watch any of the games.
It's
I have them on in the background sometimes, but
it's more for the Marlins and the Rockies and the White Sox of the league, where you're looking at who's going to make the team.
Right.
Fortunately, we kind of knew who was going to make the team.
For us, it was more of who won't be making the team.
Yeah, it was more of let's see what the Iron Pigs are going to look like this year.
Yep. So they're going to look good this year.
Yeah. They sprinkled starters in from time to time, but definitely we saw what the Iron Pigs are going to be this year. Excited to go to some Iron Pigs game.
Same.
We're planning on a couple different games. It's going to be great. It might be a postseason team.
Yeah.
This year. So
yeah,
we might have the Phillies and the Iron Pigs in the postseason.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know. Actually, I can't really say that because I don't know how many of those guys are actually going to stay down there. But even guys that are in Reading could still come up and help them hold a
I said to you that the pitching rotation at some point this season could be Painter, Abel, Chase, Cabrera, and Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll have Stubbs, who's been catching for people like Nola, who I think will actually be great for them to learn from for that
Yeah.
reason.
I like him starting down.
Yeah.
Um, in the minorities. How do I want to say this? Vibe
Chief,
guy.
Chief Vibes Officer.
It sucks to see him go down there. Um,
We
but
knew it was going to happen because Marchand was
yeah,
out of, or Marchand, I forget how to say it all the time. He's out of options, I think. So we knew
yeah,
Stubbs wasn't going to be making the
um,
team immediately, but I'm happy he's still part of the team.
yeah. Um, would love to see him back for the playoffs. And if not, someone's going to have to pick up the
Yeah,
overall role
yeah,
of that. So yeah, it should be good. We should be a top 2 East team this year.
yeah.
I know Cunha and Strider are coming back, but how they're going to come back? Um, the Mets, I don't know how they're going to be. The pitching rotation is all kinds of effed up right now. So
I think Mets and Braves are going to have a rocky start at the beginning just because of injuries, which
the
makes me
Mets are going to
think,
have the same years that they did or
yeah,
same season as they did last year.
which makes me kind of think we could be winning the East for that reason.
Yep,
I don't know though.
they had rocky starts at the
Yeah,
beginning of the year last year, and we still won the East. So
yeah, that's true.
the first couple games we played before them, we need to before they come back healthy and strong, we need to win those games. If we win
Right.
those games, if we
Yep.
win, if we start out hot, we'll win the East.
Yeah,
If you start
that's
off
exactly
slow,
right.
it's not gonna happen well. Or it's
Right.
not gonna work well for us to win the East. So
Yeah.
uh,
Since we're talking about winning, do you want to get into some of our predictions?
want a predictions or you want to bets first?
Yeah, bets is smart.
Bets. Okay, so
Bets that
seg-
we have written down or bets we've already placed?
we could do both.
Okay, because
I
I've
don't.
placed some.
I haven't done too many Phillies bets, but so let me do our little spiel. We are both 21, so we
Yep.
both can participate in this segment. This is a ZB bets. We haven't really been doing it on TikTok because I've been busy with getting my team ready for opening day, all of our stores and all that. So, we've been slacking on the TikTok, Instagram, all that, but we'll come back.
It's busy
Maybe
time.
not immediately after opening day, but we'll definitely come back throughout the season.
Yeah.
Also, have another situation going on that you do know, so that's probably going to affect that too.
Yep.
But always tune into a TikTok, Instagram, all that. Even Twitter, we'll start posting what we have for that night on Twitter.
Yeah.
So bet responsibly. Never gamble more than you can. If you're not 21 years older, you cannot bet.
Yeah. Really quick. Speaking of social media stuff, we're going to be learning as we go because there's so many Phillies games, which we started at the end of last year. So we're going to learn different things on what works better for social media for baseball as we go through the season.
And watch out, maybe near the end of the season next year, if you guys kind of blow us up a little bit on the TikTok, on the YouTube, we can start live streaming some meaningful baseball games because there might be a chance we're both in the same area.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on that.
So I had another idea on top of the live streaming stuff. If we're in the same area, we can taste test all the Philadelphia type of like Phillies themed beers and whatnot, like a different one
Philly
every
bars,
week or something like that.
Stuff like that. So, also we might be going to some games. So stay tuned for the come with us TikToks and all that. But if you're gonna bet responsibly.
Yes.
These are what we think are good.
If you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yes, if you have a problem, call the number. We are not telling you what to bet. we are giving suggestions. These are all
Yes.
suggestions.
These are what we will most likely be doing.
So
Or
we're
have
going to
already
start
played.
off with win total off of FanDuel. These are all off of FanDuel. Win total is set at 90.5. I have them going over.
I do as well.
We both do it. We're going to go over on Harper's home runs at 27.5.
Yep.
I'm going over on Wheels 191.5 strikeouts.
I think, yeah, I have the over as well.
I know I have the over on 179.5 Ks for Nola.
I have the under for that.
He thinks the under, and then I have
I think he'll get close to
over
it, but
on Turner's 23.5 stolen bases.
I have the over.
Again, you cannot parlay any of those. Obviously, I have them. If other little bets you want to do, you can bet for them to make the playoffs, them to make the World Series, to win the World
Yes.
Series, to win the division.
I have
Have
all that right now.
Yeah,
my bad.
That's a little betting session.
The wrong charger. My phone is about to die, and I was trying to have my thing up here.
So
give me a second.
Do you have any? You do have bets. One bet I'm talking with that is just baseball related while we're talking about opening day. Get it pulled up here. 8-team. To make the playoffs, we have the Reds, we have the Indians / Guardians, whatever you want to call them. The Yankees, the Mets, Detroit Tigers, the Cubs, the Braves, and the Red Sox. Place $10, you win $1,100.
Yeah. So I have Sanchez winning Cy Young. Like you said, Harper over 27.5. I have Phillies World Series champions. I had bonus bets to get through, so Phillies win the World Series, I get $1,000.
There you go.
Those are the only ones I've placed so far.
Again, tune into the TikTok, tune into the Instagram, tune into the Twitter. We'll be making even YouTube shorts here on YouTube. We'll be making sure that we get what we think can win you guys some money. Again, these are just suggestions. We are not telling you to do any of this. If you want to ride with us, you can ride with us. We don't do this to hurt you financially at all.
Right.
Again, I wouldn't bet anything. I wouldn't tell you guys to bet anything that I don't think. But again, if you have a problem gambling, call the number 1-800-GAMBLERS.
Yep.
Get some help. Again, can't bet. Don't bet. Betting's stupid sometimes. I hate it sometimes. I think every other week I say that I hate betting.
Yeah. On to our predictions.
Yeah.
I think we both already said we have over 90.5 wins. Since I said I got the Sanchez Cy Young bet, I'm going to tell you right now I have Sanchez as our team Cy Young.
I do have Sanchez as a Cy Young. I think I have on here Sanchez, but I think it also could be Wheels.
Yeah, obviously.
So.
MVP?
Yep. I have Harper.
I have Turner.
Oof. Both valuable options.
Right. I was between Harper, Turner, and Casty. What pushed me away from Casty is not knowing what's going to happen with him, if they possibly trade him, if we got like Justin, I think his name Justin Crawford.
Yes.
Crawford down in Lehigh Valley. How well he's doing. Because Castellanos, his contract is up after this year.
Yeah.
So if he's playing well and his value is up, it would not surprise me. It would stink, but would not surprise me if he's traded.
Would not surprise me either.
Home run leader.
I have Schwarber.
I have Harper.
Harper's my third option. I think there's two guys that could be ahead of him. I think one it could be Schwarber, and I think the other one could be Kepler.
Yeah. See, I have 3 players over 30 home runs this year.
Not trying to get too much because we will be doing our opening day lineup here after we get through some other predictions. I think he's going to be in that 4 hole. So I think he's
Okay.
going to be hitting a lot of home runs all
Okay.
year. How can you bet against June Schwarber?
Right.
Schwarber fast, baby.
Yeah. Steals leader.
I have Turner.
I have Stott.
You've stopped for a lot.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be a big year for Stott. I
It
didn't
would
think
be
about
awesome
that.
if you could hit 40-40. That'd be awesome.
I don't have Stott for home runs. I
Yeah,
have
but
Stott 40 plus steals.
it would be awesome if you could get 40 home runs too, though.
That would be, but that's like doubling what he had last year, I think.
Yeah. You would need a huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pitch leader
Wheeler.
wins. Wheeler. I have Wheels down.
Wheeling and dealing. All right. Before we get to the position stuff, let's go with the bench MVP that we brought up, like the 6th man of the year, 10th man of the year, that kind of
The
thing.
10th man of the year, I have Cody Clemens.
That's what I have.
I was in between Sosa and
Yep. Sosa's another guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded. If, knock on wood, there's some sort of injury with someone and he's got to play a lot, and then they come back and his value's up.
yeah, I
feel like no one's safe at this point because of the prospects that we have.
Yeah, I think there's a couple guys like Harper and
there's the
Toronto,
obvious untouchable people,
but there's not like there's some guys that could be untouchable just because, like Nola, I don't think he's completely safe, but I don't think I could see McAble being traded from the minor leagues.
Right. Best infielder.
I have Bone.
I have Stott. Oh, and we're going based off of Baseball Reference at the end of the year. I forget what that stat was. It was chances plus assists plus errors, I believe. So you have Bohm, I have Stott.
Yep.
Best outfielder.
I should ask this. Are we doing no? Because this wouldn't matter. Never mind. Not even going to ask that. I've got Rojas. I think Rojas is going to have a big year this year.
So I do have written down breakout year for Rojas, but I still have Marsh as best outfielder, statistically speaking. Just because Rojas is starting on the bench, I think.
Yeah, we really don't know.
Right. All of this could be very wrong just because we don't know what's going on with the bench.
Yeah.
We don't know who's going to be playing and DHing what days.
Yeah, and you don't know. Maybe Harper's out in the outfield.
Right.
Like,
best hitter. I have Castellanos.
I have Stott. So both of us are taking popular
we both
opinions
think Stott's going to have a big year, apparently.
I think he's going to have a huge year.
And for best hitter, we're going batting average, by their batting average with a minimum of 100 games played.
Yeah.
Like JT last year, he had 99 games played. Questionable if he would count.
Yeah. I think if you're that close now.
Yeah. Best reliever. This was hard for me.
I have Alvarado.
I was between Alvarado and Kerkering, and I had Kerkering.
I was in between Alvarado and Kerkering too, and I went the other way.
Yeah. We agreed on a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
Without discussing it.
That's more general, not like you ask any fan, you're probably getting 8 out of 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any other random predictions?
Not really. I think we're gonna have three players with over 20 stolen bases this year. I think Turner, Stott, and Rojas will all exceed that line.
I could believe it.
I feel like Schwarber, Kepler, and probably Harper will be over 40. Or sorry, over 30.
Yeah.
And then Schwarber, I think he's going to be back to his 40 home run season again.
I've seen a lot of people have high expectations of Kepler this year.
So, could Kepler beat out Schwarber? I don't know.
Right.
I have him in a good spot in the lineup for
I feel
what
like
my lineup would be.
Whoever leads the team for us in home runs could very well lead the league in home runs.
Yes. Especially the National League, unless Ohtani has another 50-50 season.
Right. But since
could
he's
happen.
pitching this year at some point, I think
Yeah.
that it might change that. He might not be as aggressive on the base path or something like that to try and save his
So
arms. I don't know.
they're saying that he might be a relief pitcher. Would he still be able to DH?
I don't know.
Because like
I'm gonna look this
during
up.
the World Baseball Classic, he was DHing in the championship game, but he closed out the game. So it's like, could he just sprint out to the bullpen real quick and
Yes, in Major League Baseball, a player who is designated as DH can also be a relief pitcher. But if the DH enters the game as a pitcher, the DH designation is lost for the remainder of the game.
so I could see him being like a closer type.
Yeah.
Or like if they need to save a pitcher.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading more into the rules. Yeah. It's basically an extension of the Otani rule.
Good that.
Yeah.
So what if if he's a starting pitcher, can he not DH?
No, the Otani rule, it's in the rule book called that. Implemented in 2022 allows a starting pitcher who bats for himself to remain in the game as the designated hitter, even if he is pulled for a relief pitcher.
But if he comes in as a relief pitcher, he can't be a DH.
He can.
Oh, he can.
Yep.
I
A
thought
player who
that.
begins the game as a DH but not as the pitcher may come into the game as reliever and remain as the DH.
Gotcha. I thought you said he could not.
Yeah, he can.
So I can see him coming in as a relief.
Same.
Want to get into our potential opening day?
Yeah. Besides that, I don't think there's much more to talk about.
I was gonna say, and then end it there. Just
Yeah.
get ready for
Yeah, I'm excited.
opening day. I'm super excited. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Won't get to watch it, unfortunately, but
I won't get to either. Who do you have at number 1, leading off?
do you want me to just do number one, or do you want me to go through mine? How do you want to do it?
I kind of think we should go one by one, compare.
Okay. I have Turner leading
Same.
off.
Same.
I think who I have behind him, him leading off and getting on base and being a threat to steal, I think is really going to empower pitchers
Yeah.
to like not pitch to him or
Right.
actually pitch to him because you can't walk him because if he gets on base, then
Yeah, if you walk him,
Yeah.
it might be a double.
yeah. My second hole hitter is Bryce Harper.
That's what I have as well.
Especially again, you have someone getting on before him,
Yeah.
whether it's a walk or getting a hit, and he hits a double. Well, now you have second and third, and then the next guy I have can either walk or hit a bunch of doubles. I have Alec Bohm in my 3-hole hitter.
I have Bohm at my 3. Now, I have interchangeable between 3 and 4 for Bohm and Schwarber.
Okay, I have Schwarber in my 4 because again, if you have all 3 of those guys get on, it could be an early 4-0 lead in the
Right.
first inning.
Speaking of 4-0 lead, I have over 3.5 Grand Slams for the entire team as a whole for the year.
Ooh.
I don't know what they had last year. That's just a random number I thought of earlier. I did no research on this.
My 5 is Real Muto.
Me too.
I think, especially in a contract year, he's going to want to play hard.
Yeah.
To be that 5. That 6, I have Cassianos.
Okay, I have Kepler. That's where we went
I have
differently.
Kepler in my 7.
I have Cassie at my 7.
I think so. You get through 4 in the first, and then you have Romuto Cassie, who Romuto can walk and hit doubles. Cassie's can walk and hit doubles.
Yeah.
And then you have Kepler, who I think is going to have 30 plus home runs and a bunch of doubles.
Right.
So I think again, I'm just thinking long run.
Right.
And then my 8, I have Marsh.
I have Stott at 8, and I have Marsh at 9.
I have Stott at 9 because you got to think. Say you end the inning and Marsh is leading off.
Yeah.
Or say you're leading off a Stott. Well, now it flips back to Turner.
Right.
You can't just walk Stott.
Right.
Because
Now, I was
again,
also
he's another guy who's going to be
Yeah.
a threat to steal.
I was also thinking like maybe Rojas would come in instead of Marsh, and then he'd also be the
So
9.
that's my other thing. If Marsh doesn't play, I think Rojas is at 9
Yeah.
and Stotts, because Rojas is the less better of hitter,
Yeah.
typically worse
Well,
hitter
last year we
between
don't
those
know what
two.
he'll do this year.
Yeah,
He could be the 2 hitter. I'm
off
kidding,
of
but
off of off of last year's, you can't just be like, oh, we're gonna walk this guy so Turner can come up
right.
and you have a double steal, and now Blaze has second and third, and you're all of a sudden now down 6-0 through 4 innings, and that's hard for a lineup to get back into. So
Right.
um,
I don't know. I'm excited for this year.
I'm
There are
excited
so
too.
many things that could be happening, and unlike some other Philadelphia teams, we should be good, and we have a bunch of young, good players
Yeah, we have
that
a
will
lot of
fill
young
any
good
hole that we
players.
have.
Think we are finished. Yep, we're finished with our spring.
Yep.
So
Last
next
game
game
was yesterday.
is the Washington Nationals, who I don't know if you saw the City Connect. I like
Their new one?
the new one.
I didn't know they
It's like
had a
a
new one.
blue denim like jersey, and then on this part of the jersey, it's got the street map or the street grid on it with an
Oh
interlocking
yeah, that's
DC.
pretty cool.
I
Their
obviously
old
looking at
one's
my hat,
very better. Not very better, a lot better. But
looking at both of my hats, you can tell I'm a light blue guy at heart. So if you throw a light blue jersey together, I'm gonna.
I really like the hat that they have for their City Connect.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah, that's cool. There's so
Huh?
many jerseys I like, but it's like I don't root for this team. I can't get it. It's not like they have a player I like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't have anything else to talk about really, except I might as well say what our starting pitcher will be for the first 2 series. If I can find that again. Yep. So first game of the season we have Wheeler, and then we have Luzardo and Nola. Then for our home opener, we have Sanchez and Wheeler again, and Taiwan Walker closing out the series. Because, like you said, Rangers starting on the IL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone said we need a rain out on April 3rd. That's
Yeah.
Walker's day.
Sucks that we don't have Turnbull or
Right.
any guy that we had
But
in the bullpen.
it
But
could be a bullpen game. I
could be a
saw,
bullpen.
what did someone say? I think they said like Joe Ross or whatever his name is,
Mm-hmm. He
pitching a
can pitch a
lot.
lot of innings.
Yeah. I do think we DFA'd Tyler Phillips.
We did, but you can always bring him back as to minor league or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Right.
you have Cookling, who could easily chew up innings. You have Tanner Banks that could easily chew up innings. Do I want that on game one? Not really, but
Right.
I
I don't
think you're
know.
also going to see Jordan Romano and Alvarez pitch on different days. So if one of them's pitching, they're probably pitching in the ninth. If
Right.
what they are. So yeah, that's all I have.
Same.
You wanna end it there?
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. See how this opening series has
Yeah.
gone.
The
And
first 6 games, I think,
um,
before next recording.
I think it'll be 4 or 5.
Wednesday, right?
Or Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember which.
Tuesday or Wednesday. So yeah, it'll be 4-ish games.
Yeah.
If we record on Wednesday, we'll be getting ready for the 5th game.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Go Phils.
Go Phillies.